Hola, let's go. It is time for 12.1, evens, tangent lines. All right, let's get started. Number 2, tangents are really cool. So the tangent is this line right here. Tangents are lines that hit the circle at exactly 1 point. So this line hits it twice, this line hits the circle twice, but the tangent line only hits the circle once. And what's really cool is we learned that the tangent line and the radius are always going to meet at a 90-degree angle no matter what, which is really interesting. Because of that, we can actually find this angle by doing a little bit of math of the fact that triangles add up to 180 degrees. So if I do 90 plus 51, and then get 141, I could do 180 minus 141, and I can get my answer of 39. Pretty cool. Okay, so we're going to take that concept, because we have this right triangle, what do you think is going to happen? Well, you're right, triangles are going to happen. So it says the circle is at the right represent. The radius of the Earth is about 6,400 kilometers. Find the distance d that a person can see on a clear day from each of the following heights above the Earth. Rounding it to the nearest tenth. Okay, so we have a right triangle. So we have d, r, and then we have r plus h. So this is the hypotenuse. Okay, so we have, these are all h's. So this is an h, h, and h. Okay, so what we need to do is basically do a right triangle. Well, we have a side length of 6,400 plus another side length, which I don't know, equals the hypotenuse, which is the combination of these two numbers. So that's 6,400 plus 12, and then squared. So I'm just going to square those real quick. We're going to have really big numbers. Yeah, really big numbers. And so we get 4096, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros plus d squared equals, and this is going to be a rather large number as well. And then we're going to subtract those two numbers. I'm just going to do it in my calculator. And we still have a large number. I think I put that in correctly. Oh, I missed the 0, see? That is unfortunate. There we go. Let's try that again. Here we go. That's my number once I subtract them. So I just kind of put them in my calculator because these numbers were too long for me. So once we subtract them, we got d squared equals this number. And then we just square root it. And then I can go second square root. Answer. Oops, I did cube root. Huh? Let's delete that. I want 2. There we go. And we get 392.1. Okay. So d equals 392 nearest tenth, 0.1. So we're going to do the same thing here. It's actually the exact same formula. So I can just go like this really fast and just add this on right there. And I'm basically going to subtract these. It was a lot easier to do that in my calculator, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in first, so I'm just going to add those together. Okay, so add those together. So I get this value. So I'm going to do 770 squared minus the 6,400 squared. Because I know I'm going to subtract it. The numbers are way too big for this calculator. And so d squared ends up being this huge number, and then we're going to square root it, and we get d equals 4,281 point, and that's going to go up to 4. Again, no units on our whatchamacallit. Go for it. Alright, number 8. I think this is the hardest one. I did the warm-up 12.1. You can watch. I did some of these examples, but here we go. What is the value of x, the nearest tenth? So again, we know this is a right angle. So we could have our sides, x squared plus 12 squared is going to equal our hypotenuse, but that's x plus 8 squared. So this is going to make it a little bit harder. Because this is x plus 8 squared, we're going to have to FOIL. I'm going to choose to use box method. So x plus 8 and then x plus 8. And you just do x times x is x squared, x times 8 is 8x, and x times 8 is 8x, and 8 times 8 is 64. Those are going to combine on the, that's 144 by the way. Those are going to combine like terms. We get x squared plus 16x plus 64. And right away I see we can subtract the x squared. So we get 144 equals 16x plus 64. And then I'm going to subtract the 64. And I should get exactly, I feel like it's going to be 80, but always double check with the calculator. And then divide by 16. And we get x equals 5. Okay? So that one actually turns out pretty nice. This is the trick though. When you have this, it's not x squared plus 8 squared. Individually, you can't distribute the squared. You have to multiply the binomial times the binomial. So this is where we use box method. Some people have used FOIL. Alright. Determine whether a tangent line is shown in the figure below. Well, if it's tangent, then this would be 90 degrees, which means this should be a right triangle. So basically, I should have... you have to be careful. This is 6 right here, so I have to add another 3. This should be congruent. So let's take a look. 3 squared is 9, plus 3 squared is 9. Rather, 3 squared is 3. 3 times 9 is 27. And then 9 squared is 81. Okay? And does this work out? No. Sorry. Not tangent. Or sorry, not tangent, yeah. Number 12. This one here, let's see. I think they mean this whole thing is 10.6. Yeah, pretty sure. I wonder if they mean that whole thing is 6. I'll have to double check, because if that whole thing is 6, then this would work out, because 6 squared is 36, so that might be a yes, I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that. Okay, so I take it back. The 6 is referring to the whole thing. I apologize. Since 6 is referring to the whole thing, then we do get 36, and 36 equals 36, so the answer is yes. Okay, sorry about that. Alright, double checked. We're good. So 6 was referring to the whole thing. That's kind of confusing. I'll make sure that's more clear in the, what's that called? The test. All right. This one here, I'm then assuming 10.6 is the whole thing. And I double checked, and that is correct. So we're going to add these together and square them, and 10.6 and square them. If we do that, I already did the math off screen, guys. But we both get the answer of... I said I did the math off screen, now I'm doing the math again because I keep hitting the wrong button. They both equal 112.36, so again, the answer is yes. Those are tangent. Alright, were there problems on the back? Of course there's problems on the back, Mr. Smith. What is the perimeter of each polygon? So the perimeter of polygons is pretty cool. So if you have a point that's outside and it's tangent to the same circle, then those distances are congruent. So that's 5, that's 10, and that's 6. So you basically just add them all up together. So that's 16, 15, and 11. So 16 plus 15 plus 11, that gives us 42. And then look at that, 16 I get to do. So this one's a little bit more tricky. And the reason why is because it gives you kind of whole parts. But if this is 15 and this is 15, and then you could actually, if you know the whole thing's 24, this part's 15, you subtract, and you're going to be left over with 9 over here, which means this is 9, and then you can subtract again from 21, and you get 12, and then that's 12. So basically that's what it's going to work. And then to make it easier, I just always add up the smaller ones. So I add up all the small ones because it gets kind of confusing. So I just do 12 plus 12 plus 9 plus 9 plus 15 plus 15. And that seems to give me the safest answer of 72. Alright guys, that's it. Number 17 on Go For Me, you have to fill out your best answer. So I'll be taking a look at those. Excited to see what you guys write. And that's all she wrote. Or, I don't know, did she write? I don't know if she wrote at all. But that's it. I don't know where my mouse is, so I can't turn this video off. There's my mouse. Alright, bye.